Here is the Lasko limited edition 20-inch USA box fan. This one is from last year, the 2021 to 22 model. I don't think that they released these again this year. I haven't seen them in stores anywhere. Anyway, I think that they were only sold in Walmart, maybe. But in any case, I haven't seen them anywhere this year. So I think it might have only been 2 years that they made this, last year and the previous year. But it's basically the Cool Colors box fan. It's like the same cabinet size as the regular air circulator fan, and I think it has the same motor and probably blade, although this has the blue blade. But it has the wind ring, and it actually does make a difference. This is the second, maybe it's the first one I bought. I have two of these fans. We looked at one of these a couple of weeks ago when we did the Lasko box fan CFM testing. This is the other fan. I don't remember which one I bought first, but yeah, it's basically just the air circulator fan as far as I can tell, but it has the wind ring, and it does actually make a difference. I think it added like 200 CFM to the fan compared to the regular air circulator one anyway. And here's the box. I guess if you ordered these online, they just came in like a plain cardboard box, but if you bought them in stores, they came with the graphics on the box, which is pretty cool. Both of mine were bought in Walmart, so I was lucky enough to get the box that has the graphics on it. Pretty standard stuff here. 2-year warranty. It says proudly made in the USA from domestic and imported parts. So I've seen some commentary on videos, just different Lasko box fan videos, where people were arguing about how much of the fan is actually made in the USA, and it seems kind of redundant to argue about it. So what I ended up doing was going to the Lasko website a while back, and I went to the career section on the website and looked at the jobs that they had posted, and surprisingly, or I guess not surprisingly, with just how the economy is today, everybody's having a hard time hiring people. So there was actually quite a few job postings on the Lasko website, and if you look at the job descriptions, there's a lot of clues in there. They talk about the processes of what they do there, and if you read that information, you can have a pretty good guess at what they're actually making there on the fans. So I came away from it feeling like they pretty much make everything but the motors, and possibly some of the other like maybe the speed selector switch, the switch part itself, maybe some of the wires and like the little screws there, some of the stuff that you don't miss. But I think that everything that you can actually see on the fan is made in the USA, would be a good way to put it. Everything that you can see here, I think, is probably made in the USA, except for the motors and maybe some of the wiring. And then obviously the assembly part, and I think that they actually wire the speed selector switches to the motors and the power cords. I think they do all the wiring and assembly, but the motors I think are probably outsourced, and maybe some of the other smaller components. But that's a pretty interesting thing if you go to the website and go to the career section, look at their job postings, and read through. They tell you what the processes are, basically, and what you would need to have experience in, what processes you would need, or skills that you would need to do the job. So, pretty interesting and informative. All right, let's run the fan. I'm gonna get this box out of here so we can get some air behind it. I have been running the fan right here for the last few days in front of the register back there, trying to help the central air out. We've got an old central air unit outside, and I don't expect it to last maybe a couple more years, but it helps to have fans like this strategically placed around the house to help the AC airflow, and this fan definitely helps with that. So I don't think I've showed you guys the back of the fan at all yet. It does not have the wind ring on the back, which is kind of odd. I'm not sure, but I think the other Cool Colors fans might have the wind ring on the back. I have to look into that. But yeah, I'm just now noticing that, and it seems kind of odd that this one doesn't have the wind ring on the back guard, but maybe the Cool Colors fans don't have the wind ring on the back. I don't know. Anyway, I think that this fan runs a little bit better than the other fan. It doesn't shake quite as much. Shakes a little bit, but not quite as much. But we'll go ahead and start it on high. Speed now. It is pretty loud. It's a loud box fan. It's a good runner though. It really doesn't shake at all. There's no weird rubbing sounds like you get on a lot of the Lasko fans right out of the box. Seems like anymore when you open a Lasko box fan and plug it in and run it for the first time, there's weird clicks or rubbing sounds or whatever. Sounds like plastic on plastic noise, like the blade is rubbing on something, or something just sounds weird. This one runs pretty good though, no issues. What I like to do using it to help the AC is I'll tip it back. Run it like that, which is probably not the best idea because it could slide out of there and fall on its back and potentially break something. So I wouldn't recommend anybody actually do that, but I haven't had any issues with it yet. It just seems like it helps circulate the air in the room better to do it that way. But we'll go back to high. Alright, so that's the 4th of July Freedom fan, the Lasko USA box fan, and they're still out there. I don't think that they put them out this year, but you can find them on eBay and a handful of other websites that I found that are still at a reasonable price. I don't know if they're going to put these out again, so if you were going to buy one of these, I would probably do it soon. Otherwise, you're just going to find these on eBay for $100+ plus $170 shipping or whatever people like to ask for fans on eBay these days. Ridiculous prices, but for right now, I did find some that you could still find at reasonable prices. So, yeah. But anyway, happy 4th of July, everybody, and thank you for watching.